Today, let's talk about when God asks that things be done according to pattern. I'm going to read to you from Exodus chapter 25, verses 8 and 9, where we read this. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, that is the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furnishings, just so you shall make it. The people of Israel made a remarkable journey out of slavery in Egypt, and they were on the way to the promised land of Canaan. Yet God never intended for them to enter the land of promise directly. On the way, he appointed a year for them to stay at Mount Sinai. In that year, God gave the law to Israel and sealed a covenant with them. During that year, the Lord also told Moses to go up on Mount Sinai and receive from God the design for a special building. That building was really a tent. And in Exodus chapter 25, verse 8, God called it a sanctuary. It would be a special place for Israel to meet with God through the work of her priests. Significantly, God didn't just leave it up to Moses or to the architects of Israel to come up with a design. He gave them a pattern for the tabernacle and a pattern for all of its furnishings. Actually, God had a specific purpose in the design of the tabernacle. The pattern of the tabernacle was according to a heavenly reality. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 5 says that it was a copy and shadow of the heavenly things. Therefore, it had to be made according to exact dimensions. Being somewhat of a model of God's throne, God wanted the tabernacle to represent a heavenly reality. Now, you can look at all the different aspects of this tent of meeting. You can notice what God wanted it to be built after a pattern. God called Moses up to the mountain and revealed the plan to the leader of Israel. God had clearly said to Moses that he was to make sure that the tabernacle was built, and here's our verse for the day, according to all that I show you, that is the pattern of the tabernacle. And for emphasis, this idea is repeated in Exodus chapter 26, verse 30, chapter 25, verse 9, and chapter 25, verse 40. That phrase suggests that Moses was actually given a vision of exactly how the tabernacle should look, a vision that he had to communicate to the craftsmen who actually did the construction. In some sense, God works the same way in leaders today. He gives them a vision of what his work should be, and he expects that those with the vision will pass it on to others who will partner with the work. This means that there was a responsibility on both sides. Moses had the responsibility to speak up about what God had shown him, or the work would never be completed. The craftsman had the responsibility to listen to Moses and to work with Moses to fulfill God's plan. Friend, has God given you some place of leadership? Then listen to his leading and pass it on. Has God put you under a leader? Then do what you can to help them carry out the direction that the Lord has given them. Hey, so often, that's how the work of God gets done. And God wants you to be a part of his work today.